So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create two curve adjustment layers, and this is for dodging and burn. So I go down here, go the curves, and now I duplicate this one, Command J if you are using Mac. I'm going to call the first one dodge, and I'm going to call the second one burn. Okay, so for the first one, dodging, what I'm going to do and see what this does to the skin, I'm going to pick the middle point and going to raise it so that when I use this, I'm going to paint and clarify. See, I mean that's not a final image, just in case. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to deactivate this mask with Command I, so it goes back to normal. And with the second one, I'm going to do just the opposite. Bring down the middle point, let's say more or less halfway here, so it becomes really dark. And I'm going to deactivate. Okay, so now I have these two tools, so dodge and burn. I'm going to combine them both, shift both layers, Command G. This is what I'm going to do. We'll call dodge and burn. Dodge and burn. Okay. So I've learned through the internet different trainers like Pix and Perfect, which I really learned a lot from, that you may also use a couple of tools to be able to see better the image and how this changes as you start dodging and burn. In order to do that, I create another curve adjustment layer, but I'm going to pull it away from the group there. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring down and make it really contrasty. So I'm going to alter the image and make it really contrasty, so I can really see where are the dark spots and where are the bright spots. I mean, just to make it really contrasty. Okay, that's one. And the second thing I'm going to introduce is a solid color adjustment layer. I'm going to go all the way to gray. Just make sure you have a 0 saturation, and then on the blending mode, choose color. Okay, there you are. So I will group these two together, Command G, and say this is 8. Basically, it's going to help me see better what parts of the image I want to dodge and burn. So once I have that, let's say I deactivate it, I activate it. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to start dodging those areas where it needs to be dodged. See these black spots here, down the nose, on the chin, just to make it more uniform and look better. So this is what we do. I select the mask from dodge, I select the brush tool, I go back to a flow of more or less 2, and I'm going to start painting with the white. Remember, you have to use white. So let's say, let's see, start painting here. I'm using 2, you can use 1 if you do not feel comfortable with. This is a process that's going to take some time. Okay, just make sure you start painting wherever you see darker spots within the image, like here, underneath the nose. These are really important areas where you need to focus your attention. Okay. Here on the eyelids, eyebrows, eyelids. Well, thing under the eyes, right? English is not my first language, so excuse if I make some mistakes. Okay, so let me see the after, before, and after. You immediately see how the image starts to get a little bit less shadowy, less dark, and you start bringing up all those unnecessary shadows. Remember what I'm saying. Don't get rid of the shadows that give three-dimensionality to the image, because otherwise it's going to be too flat. So just make sure you highlight or you dodge the areas that are important for the skin to look more clean, to look more steady. So here, I'll come over here. This is a process that takes some time. You have to be very patient. See right here. So, if you find areas which are too bright, then you can apply the burn process. Maybe here I will apply a little bit of burn. Although it depends on what is the what the face looks like on the day, because you also may be painting areas that you're not supposed to be painting because it decreases the volume or the three-dimensionality of the picture. Let's go back. Before and after. You see there are minor subtle changes, but these subtle changes are going to have an impact on the image, and especially on how the skin looks at the end of the process. See, this it's a very patchy areas here in the skin, very patchy. Okay, so now I'm going to stop talking, I'm going to do some work, and I'm going to do a bit of a fast forward.
I know I'm not sober, can I come closer? I wanna come over. When you leave me like that, girl, don't do me like that. Ooh, when I think about that, I be coming right back on. Girl, don't do me like that, no. Oh, you know what's up? Your favorite lover, just hit me up. I'm coming over. You know what's up? You leave me like that. Your favorite lover, do me like that. Ooh, just hit me when I think about that. I'm coming, I'll be coming right back on. Know what's up? Know what's up? Know what's up? Your favorite lover, do me like that. No, just hit me up.
So in this case, let's try not to get too carried away. You see the before and after. Well, it's kind of working, but you have to be careful, just not to make it look too unrealistic. Okay, so if you do make a mistake like that, just go back to the area and repaint it with the with black. Just go back. Make sure you're not going over too abruptly, or you can do the burn and make sure you are using a low flow. Normally I would suggest to use 2% or maximum 3%, just to make sure that you don't overdo it and it doesn't look fake.
Swimming pool is closed and I'm in the deep end. The waves are washing over. I know I'm not sober, can I come closer? I wanna come over. When you leave me like that, girl, don't do me like that. Ooh, when I think about that, I be coming right back on. Girl, don't do me like that, no. Oh, I know you wanted some closure. You said you wanna.
Okay, once again, it depends on your taste, how much time you want to spend editing in the process, and also seeing where you want to edit those blemishes, the biggest blemishes really that you find across your photo. Don't overdo it. As I said before, this is the before, after, and let's see how it looks without the black and white. This is before, this is the after. The skin looks a little bit healthier. See, this is how it's looking so far. Maybe I have some spots here, maybe there. just going to fast track for one last time. For this case, I'm going to increase a little bit the flow with a smaller brush just to make sure I can cover this very dark area here in the nose. But again, don't overdo it, otherwise you'll lose the three-dimensionality of the image. But you can always go back to cloning, and if you want to fix these little spots right here, it's up to you. Again, the idea is not to overdo it. Okay, I think I'm pretty happy with the image. I mean, I'm not going to spend too much time on it. Just wanted to show you what the different techniques are all about. This is the after. Before, see how the shadows have been improved all through the image. Just making sure that the skin looks a little bit more fresh. I didn't find any too high spot, that's why I haven't used burn that much. In some cases when you have blown up highlights, that's when it's very useful. You can probably still work a little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit there, but it's really up to you. Okay. Final round, and we're set to go to the next technique.
Some closure. You said you wanna move forward. I know we're not done. I'm thinking about our moment.
Okay, I think we're all good to go.
I know I'm not
see the before and after. I can probably work a little more, but we'll do it at that point. Okay, what's my next step? My next step is going to be frequency separation.